All right, how about now, Braden? How about now? Does that work now? And so Braden says, or something is wrong with my phone. And so it may have been me. If you can hear me now, then it was on my end right there. Meanwhile, the Heat inbound the ball. And the alley hoop inside there. And so you had a Heater up 15-9. Let's see. Braden says, I can hear you now. And so, yeah, that's right. I forgot to unplug my Elgato from when I streamed, when I recorded earlier. So I forgot to unplug that from my laptop. So that was affecting the audio weirdly. So my bad on that one. All right, so the Atlanta gets in there, makes the difficult shot. Heat up 15-11. But, yeah, now that you guys can hear me, who do you guys have winning this one? Obviously, the Heat are the favorite in this one, but I'd like to see the Hawks make a run on this one. I really would like to see them win this game and make things interesting. Speaking of which, they get to steal. Trae Young finished with that layup there. So right now it's 15-13. Let's see if Atlanta can keep this up. And so ball tipped again. This time another turnover, which is going to lead to potentially more points here. But, man, Collins got fouled on that one. Let's see. Braden says Heat, but I hope the Hawks win. And so, all right. So Braden would like to see the Hawks win here. I'd like to see the Hawks win as well. I mean, no offense against the Heat there, but I just would like to see Atlanta come out here and really do something. This was a fun team to watch last year. Extremely surprising, especially you look at some of the games that they won last year. You think about the series that they matched up, particularly when they played the 76ers. Somehow they were able to beat the better team in that series, and that was very impressive because this is a team that plays with a lot of heart. And so these guys, last year, they were in the playoffs last year, so they have a little bit of that feeling there. We'll see how that experience plays here. Of course, already Miami was there as well last year, and a lot of those guys, they have championship experience, or at least playing in the, making deep runs in the playoffs and stuff like that. So we'll see how all that factors out today. But meanwhile, Collins, he gets 2 points here. Kyle Lowry kicks it up court. Heat with the basketball here. Kyle's going to pull the three and misses that one. Hawks get the rebound here. Young going to cross half court. Again, we're all tied up 15-15, and that's going to be a turnover right there. The ball was just too high right there. About 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Kyle Lowry with the basketball. They set the screen for him, makes the bounce pass. And so he's going to go inside, gets ripped. Hawks with the basketball. Hawks doing a good job lately creating turnovers. Young has it. Draws the contact before the shot. Draws the contact. All right, we've got the Atlanta Hawks getting ready to inbound the ball. Again, we're all tied up 15-15 here in the first quarter with about 4 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the first. Young inbounds it. Oh, that's going to be a turnover right there. He's with a nice steal. Timed that one perfectly. You cannot be lazy on the inbound pass. Great job there for the Heat. And so now we've got an opportunity for potentially a three-point play pending the free throw attempt. All right, gets the free throw as well. 18-15 is our score. We've got Herter crossing half court here with the basketball. Trae Young gets free. Going to shoot the three and ties it all up. Just like that, 18-18. Let's see. Braden says the Warriors looked really good last night. And so, yes, I did not get to watch the entire game, but I did get to see about half of that action. And so, yes, they looked really good. And so they're a team to keep your eye out for. Keep your eye out for them because you just never know. A team with the experience they have and the talent that they have, you always got to watch out for them. Speaking of watching out right there, Atlanta Hawks just turned the basketball over right there. You cannot waste possessions in a game like this. especially on the road when you know you're going to have to steal one. You don't want to be down 0-2 if you're the Atlanta Hawks. Kyle Lowry with the basketball here, makes the pass. Tyler Hero has it. Looking to set the screen for him. Guarded by Trae Young. Gets by him. Pulls the jumper. Misses that one. Hawks get the rebound. Again, we're still tied up 18-18. Young crosses half court. Pulls a three. Misses that one. But they keep the basketball. They keep possession. Young gets it. Was going to go straight to the basket there until he got pulled in there for the foul. And so, smart decision there to foul him and don't let him just take off to the rim like that. Atlanta's currently right now in the bonus. Braden says, especially how well JP has been playing. And so, yeah, Jordan Poole, he's definitely that X factor right there. Obviously, we know what he did in the regular season, but in terms of just in that playoff, because we already know, if Steph goes out there look like Steph, and then Clay look like Clay, and obviously Draymond does his thing, and then the guys like JP and all like that, if they continue to play at a high level, I'm telling you, keep an eye out for them. Keep an eye out for them. They've got the opposite thing of what we're seeing with the Grizzlies in terms of the Grizzlies, not having that experience that's necessary. These guys have the experience of JP plays up to that level that he's been playing, then, hey, this Warrior team, they're going to make a run. They're going to make a run at it. Best believe that. They're going to make a run at it. He then bound the ball here. Kyle Lowry's going to bring it up court. Makes the pass. Takes a couple of dribbles there. Gives it to Hero. And so he kicks it out. In the corner for three. Misses that one. Hawks get the rebound here. Again, they lead 19-18. Young turns on the Jets. All right, so now we've got a full timeout call by the Miami Heat. So far in this one, though, you look at the Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young, he's got 8 points in this one. Hunter's got 5 points as well here, so that's 13 of your 19 points right there coming from those two. And then you look at the Miami Heat in terms of their scoring. You've got, Strussy's got 6 points out there, and Butler's currently got 5 points as well right now. So we'll see how things continue to play out right now. But, hey, it's a 1 point game right now, 19-18, and we still got about 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. All right, let's see. Braden says only 9 days until the NFL draft. Are you ready, Braden? I mean, this is pretty big for your Packers here. I mean, A-Rod, he needs someone to throw the ball to. Perhaps multiple people. Because I'm telling you right now, Sammy Watkins, he's not the answer. So I know you're counting down to the draft, and you're just looking at your general manager like you better not mess this up because this is critical. This is critical. I mean, you guys, imagine if they come out there and don't take a receiver in the first 2 rounds. Like, imagine that. Like, wow. Alan, what's good with you? What's good with you? You say it'll be a good game, and so that is exactly what I'm hoping for, but it looks like that'll be the case because you see Trae Young, he's going out there early, establishing himself, playing hard. He's already got 8 points in this one, and we're still in the first quarter. So if he continues to play like this each and every quarter and give you about 10 points a quarter, the Hawks going to be in a good spot when it's all said and done. So I like the way that he's being aggressive and attacking, and we'll see if they can keep this up. But right now, they're up by 1, so that's a good sign, and we'll see how things continue to play out. But yeah, going back to what Braden said about the NFL draft coming up soon, I certainly cannot wait for that NFL draft myself. I really want to see what the Patriots are going to do. I personally want to see the Patriots take Nakobe Dean. I feel like linebacker, if we can get him at linebacker, that'd be great. But I also know there's going to be some good options available that we can probably get in like round 3 at that position. So if we don't go there, then let's go defensive line and stuff like that. Corner, I feel we can go round 2 or something like that. So ideal scenario, round 1 defensive line, round 2 corner, round 3 linebacker. That's what I'm thinking for the pass. But we'll see how things play out. Braden says they don't draft the receiver in the first or second round. I'll be really pissed. And so, hey, I mean, even if they don't do that, you can still get N'Keal Harry from us. All it's going to cost you is about a 6th round pick. You know, a day 3 pick. We can send you N'Keal Harry. Meanwhile, Trey Young at the free throw line gets the first free throw to fall. Hawks up 20-18. Again, the Hawks currently right now in the bonus. Miami leads this series 1-0 right now. And Trey Young, in my opinion, he's got to drop 40 tonight if the Hawks want to win on the road in Miami. If he gives them like 40 or 44 points specifically, I think they get this one. Let's see, he crossed half court here, has the ball at the top. Some screens being ran there, makes the pass. Gets inside, puts it up, and gets it to fall. All right. So we've got Tyler Hero there making that. Atlanta inbounds the ball. Guarded closely by the defense there, crosses half court. Has a couple screens set. Makes the bounce pass, kicks it in the corner. Bogdanovic has it. Dribbles. Passes it, tries to get inside, goes in with a strong power move, but it's not enough. And Miami has the basketball here, sets the screen, looking to make the pass, does in the corner, gives it to Jimmy. Jimmy wants to go to work. And so Jimmy gets the foul there. He's going to go to the free throw line. And so let's see. Braden says, I've done a couple mock drafts and have had the Pats drafting. And so I personally feel like that's the most Patriot move that we can make in terms of getting someone who's going to give us a good, hopefully 12 years, but ideally more like 8, 9, or 10 years of Pro Bowl level performance in that defense. It can be really huge, especially when you've got teams like Buffalo with Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he'll run on you. I've seen that happen way too much towards the end of the season. He will run on you, and we had no answer for that. So a guy like Nakobe Dean, that's who I want to see us take personally. Braden says, nice try, JB, but no. I'm just trying to help out, Braden. I'm just saying, if you guys don't draft one in the first 2 rounds, we'll be happy to dish off one for you in the 6th round. All right, Hawks looking inbound the ball. Herter has it. Gets past Jimmy Butler. Makes the pass there. Takes a couple jabs there. Takes some dribbles. Makes the pass in the corner. Kicks it back up top. Young has it. Makes the pass there. Had to. 2 guys were on him. They got about 3 seconds. Herter shoots it. Not even close. Hits about the side of the rim. Butler with the basketball here. Jimmy buckets, trying to take Herter to school here. Gets inside, kicks it out for 3. Missed that one, but he got fouled. What are we doing? Why are we fouling people from the 3-point line? Is beyond me. All right, so we're going to have Gabe Vincent here go to the free throw line for the Miami Heat. Let's see. Braden says you can trade him to the Vikings or Bears. And so I tried to ask Isaac Shaq, about trading him to the Bears because Isaac is a Bears fan. So I tried to mention. So I'm like, look, just give us a 5th round pick. I tried to do that last year before the season. Nobody wants to take N'Keal Harry. Maybe that's why the Patriots still have him. All right, so he makes the 2nd free throw attempt there. All right, Vincent shoots his 3rd free throw. All right, so 2 out of 3 he made. Let's see. Braden says, I hope the Packers draft 2 receivers, one in the first round and one in the second round. And so I feel like, yeah, as long as you get one in round 1 and then the next one comes, whether it's round 2, whether it's round 3, no later than round 4. But ideally, that's what you want to have. And so Hawks for 3. Missed that one. Heat get the rebound. Again, the Heat are up right now, 24-21, with about a minute and 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hero looking for someone to pass the ball to. Nice bounce pass down low, and Jimmy Bucket with the bucket there. 26-21, a 5-point game here. Let's see how the Hawks finish out this quarter. Miami's on an 8-0 run in the last minute and 52 seconds. But Young has it. Gonna shoot the 3. Young missed it. The Heat get another rebound. Oh, what a offensive foul. Trae Young saw that one coming. Good job getting Tyler Hero to take that, to make that charge, I should say. Leslie Allen says, hope the NBA playoffs won't be like the NCAA tournament, talking about Ben crazy. And so, hey, it got pretty crazy over in the NCAA tournament, but that's expected now. All right, Trae Young with the basketball here. Taking a couple jives here. They set the screen for him. There's about 12 seconds on that shot clock. He pulls it from way downtown. I mean, you don't take a shot like that unless you just completely believe in your abilities. Let's see. Braden says the other 2 picks in the first and second rounds, I hope we draft an outside linebacker or a D lineman. And so, I mean, especially if you can hit on a D lineman that you take, it'll be perfect if you can get him day 3. But day 2, hit on a D lineman like that comes in with a lot of potential. Maybe a bit of a, questionable pass or something like that, but someone who's looking to, take advantage of the opportunity. And, hey, you never know how the board's going to shape out. That's what you love so much about the draft. Meanwhile, it's the first free throw right there for the Hawks. That is good. Got DeAndre Hunter there at the line. But yeah, this is an important draft here for the Packers. This right here, mess this up, and the team could go downhill. Get this right, and you guys can sustain more success for at least the next 2-3 years until A-Rod decides to finally retire, I guess. All right, so here we go. Another free throw attempt coming up here for the Hawks. And Hunter gets that one to fall as well. So the score right now, Miami up by 3, 26-23. We've got about 24 seconds left to go in the first quarter here. Miami with the basketball here. Hero has it up top. There's a difference of about 2 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. Pump fakes. Passes it. He's going to pull it. He missed it. Hawks have it now. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Herter puts it up and whoa. Okay, so they got that one to go in with 0.7 seconds left there. And so a 1-point game there. Miami's up 26-25 right now at the end of the first quarter in this one. Braden says if Jordan Davis falls to 22, I hope the Packers draft him. And so that would be something right there if that were to happen. But at 22, I mean, I could see it happening. I honestly could see it happening, but I think there's a couple of teams that would take him before it reaches that point, though. I think there's a couple of teams you need to watch out for that would take him first. I would wonder about a team like maybe the Baltimore Ravens or something like that. I keep an eye out for them if they end up taking him. But, hey, if it works out that way, then, hey, that'll be a big boost right there to the D-line. All right, so right now, while we're currently at the commercial right now, I will face the question, which of these rookie quarterbacks that are projected to be like, a top pick, whether we're talking round 1, round 2, or even round 3 potentially, do you guys not love so much in this year's draft? We try to talk about the ones that we like, and like Malik Willis and stuff like that, in which I personally feel like he has to end up in the right spot for him to have a chance of success. But I'm probably not as high on Malik Willis as a lot of other people are, unfortunately. But Kenny Pickett will be okay, I feel like, as a starter, but just okay, not elite, just okay. But yeah, so you guys tell me a quarterback prospect that you guys are hearing everybody else talk about that you're just not sold on currently right now. And so 80s, we got 80s here on the stream, guys. And so welcome back. And he say the Sixers won. And so yes, they did. Yes, they did. We got to witness that one live in person, 80s. And so, yeah, congratulations to your Sixers. Look like they're going to be taking care of business there in that series. So no need to ask, but I know 80s has the Sixers winning it all. Eddie says JB likes the USFL over the NFL. Hey, the USFL, that was not a bad game at all, especially the one that I got to see on Saturday. That's the one that I watched. So it was good, but don't get me wrong. The NFL, that's where it's at. The NFL is where it's at. That's where it's always going to be at. But the USFL, they did pretty good for themselves. And so Eddie says NBA trophy. So he's got the 76ers taking home the trophy this year. Who do you got representing the Western Conference, 80s? Who do you got representing the West? And so, absolutely. I was talking to Mr. JB earlier, and he's got the Miami Heat winning it all, he thinks. So, it would be nice to see perhaps the Heat and the 76ers go at it. That would be a fun matchup in the Eastern Conference. Let's see, Eddie says, the quarterback play was bad in the USFL, and so – I mean, hopefully it gets better, though. Hopefully it gets better. And so Eddie says the USFL will get better. And so that's what you hope for, that over time that it continues to get better. But it wasn't as bad as I feel that it could have been, considering what we've saw from some of the other leagues over the years. So it has not been that bad. Meanwhile, returning back to the action here, Atlanta with the basketball here. Miami trying to apply some pressure here. And so Hawks cross half court, has the basketball here. Tyler Hero trying to play some defense. Gives the ball to Bogdanovic. He has it. Uses the screen. Kicks it back out. Gonna shoot the three. That is good. All right. So the Hawk hit that one, and they're up 28-26. Let's see. 80 says Suns for the West. So he's got the Suns for the West. And so basically he's saying 76ers versus the Suns. And so I can see that being a possibility right there. I mean, I definitely want to see Chris Paul get back there again. But and then personally, I would love to see Memphis do it. I'm just a big Memphis fan right now, and obviously my Lakers, they didn't do nothing. But that's nothing new right there, apparently, as of late. But yeah, so absolutely. Let's see. Braden says Sam Howell. He says I liked him when he was a freshman at North Carolina, but the last 2 years of his college career, he performed to expectation. And so, all right. So you're saying Sam Howell is someone that you're not too high on right now in the draft that you're hearing people talk about. I wonder where he'll end up getting drafted at. A guy like Sam Howell, I mean, he can go anywhere from being drafted by a team like the Steelers to being drafted by a team like, who knows, Carolina maybe later in like round 2, round 3, something like that. Maybe the Falcons. You never know. You never know. And so let's see. Braden says, hey, 80s, hope you're feeling better. And so, yes, we've definitely missed 80s on here for sure. Let's see. Old man says, I'm back. JB phone died. So certainly understand how that goes. Let's see. Old man says, what's good, 80s? Hopefully you're getting better and welcome back. Yes, welcome back, 80s. Welcome back. And so, absolutely. And so, obviously, 80s mentioned his 76ers getting that W yesterday. You know he was happy about that. And so, yeah, the 76ers, they came through. They came through. Absolutely. And so, Braden says didn't. And so, okay, bet. Yeah, so Sam Howell, that's certainly one quarterback right there. Then there's Matt Carroll. But There's quite a few quarterbacks in this draft, honestly, that I'm looking at and I'm like, if I need a quarterback, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I just don't see that many of them being franchise quarterbacks. I mean, sure, some of them might get to start a year or two, but in terms of like giving you 5 years as a starter or more, I don't see that many in this year's draft at quarterback. Meanwhile, Herter with an embarrassing air ball right there. And again, the score right now is 30-30 right now here in the second quarter, with about 9 minutes and 45 seconds remaining to go in the second quarter. And so 80 says, hey, old man, thank you. I appreciate it. And so, yes. And so, yes, we definitely did miss you here, 80s. No doubt about that. And we're so glad to have you back. So glad to have you back. All right, so Atlanta got that three-point shot to fall. They're up 33-30. Jimmy Butler with the basketball here. Makes the pass. All right, Miami's going to inbound this ball. So tell me, 80s, I mean, a lot has been happening in terms of the NFL draft, with the prospects, and you know how that happens every year at prospects, stocks going up and down. But who's someone that you want for your Eagles to draft in this year's draft, 80? Let me know who you want to see your Eagles draft. Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler hits that three. He was confident with it, and it went through. 33-33 is our score. About 9 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. Jimmy Butler, he's got 12 points in this one, 4 of 7 out there in the court, and a rebound. Meanwhile, the Hawks, they shoot a three. They miss it. Miami get the rebound. And 80 says, can JB dunk? That is the question. What do you guys say? Can JB do it or not? That is the question. Let's see. Braden says Pickett and Willis are the only two I can see becoming franchise QBs. And so I think it's very critical depending on where Willis ends up at. If he ends up in Detroit, I hate to say it, but it's not going to be good for him if he ends up in Detroit. I just don't see that being the case. He needs to go to a team like the Steelers or something like that, a team with a great franchise that's going to be able to surround you with pieces to help you succeed, honestly. But Pickett, though, he'll have a couple years, and he'll be like, in my opinion, his ceiling is probably at that top 15 range in terms of a ceiling. So he'll be about that 15 to 20 range when you're ranking him amongst other starting quarterbacks, I feel like, when it's all said and done. Meanwhile, Atlanta got ripped. They're going to call a foul here. They're going to call a foul. Okay. So far, it's been a nice game, though. It's been a nice game so far in this one. You knew Atlanta was going to come out looking to respond after the poor performance that they had in game one. Let's see. Braden says JB would poster Baker Mayfield. Absolutely. Put him out for the year again. Let's see. 80 says, I want the Eagles to draft Spencer Rattler. I thought you wanted the Eagles to win, 80s. I thought you wanted them to win. But, hey, I mean, while you're playing, I mean, if your boy Jalen Hurts don't go out there and get an MVP trophy, I mean, it could happen. Meanwhile, Atlanta gets that layup right there. So, that throwdown right there. So, it's 35-33. Miami crosses half court here. Sets the screen. Vincent has it. There's going to be a foul there. Let's see. Braden says, so you're saying Pickett is Kirk Cousins. And so, you know what? I could see that. I could see that Kirk Cousins. I like that one, Braden. I could see that. That's what I think someone's getting if they draft Kenny Pickett. I think they're getting that. And so, I mean, if I'm Carolina, if it was possible to get him in round 2, I'd like it, but not necessarily round 1 unless they trade back. But they can certainly use an offensive lineman, I think, from where they're currently sitting at. But, yeah, that's exactly what I think you're getting with Kenny Pickett. So you're getting a starter. It's just not going to be probably someone that the fans are going to love. Meanwhile, we got another foul here. But again, right now, it's the perfect time for you guys to let me know who you got winning this one. Is it going to be the Hawk or will it be the Miami Heat? Who do you guys have winning here game 2? Meanwhile, we got a couple screens being set here. Vincent pulls a 3, and Vincent gets the 3. Miami up 36-35. Trae Young with the basketball here. Vince is going to pick him up full court here. Young makes the pass. Almost turned it over, but got the ball there, and he's going to get an easy 2 points right there. Hawk reclaimed the lead, 37-36. And Braden says maybe next year, 80s. Let's see. Braden says, I can see the Lions select the quarterback at 32. I'm pretty sure they will. I am pretty sure that they will. Right there, because who wants to enter the season selling tickets saying, hey, we got Jared Goff coming back another year? Who wants to do that? I mean, you owe it to the fans to try at least get a quarterback or something and show that you're trying. And so, but we'll see. We will see which quarterback it'll be. I think Malik Willis will be off the board by then. I think Pittsburgh takes him. I think Kenny Pickett will be off the board already. So they may have to go ahead and take a third quarterback, which I'm not sure who will be quarterback number 3. Meanwhile, nice three-point shot there in the corner for the Miami Heat. 39-37. Trae Young with the basketball here, going to cross half court again. We got about 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the second quarter. And so nice pass inside there. And Trae Young says, I'll finish it myself. No foul called on that one. We're all tied up 39-39. Heat crossing half court here. Gives the ball to Jimmy Butler. Puts us back to the basket here. Going to make a move here. Gets the shot up. Missed that one. Hawks with the basketball here. Young crosses half court. Got some screens being called here, running their play. 10 seconds here on the shot clock. Makes the pass to Herter, who kicks it down low. They rip the ball out. Rip the ball out. Heat had the basketball. Jimmy Butler with the basketball here. Uses the screen. Gets inside. Finishes on the opposite side. Gets the 2 points. 41-39. We got about 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go here. I'm sorry, 6 minutes and 9 seconds to go. Oh, we've got some guys here being a little excessive here. Whatever happened there, Kyle Lowry, he did not appreciate that. So we're going to have a full timeout here called. Let's see. Old man says, JB, I seen a post saying, don't be surprised if Patriots traded out of the first round. That post said maybe Seahawks trade back up for a quarterback. And so based upon where that's going to be at and all like that, I feel like if they're going to make that trade, they probably want to make it maybe a couple picks before us, if possible, to make sure that they get Malik Willis. If you're going to trade back up, that's the quarterback you're going to want to make sure that you're taking. Malik Willis. He has the arm and he has the potential, but he needs someone that's going to help him reach that potential. That being said, though, I mean, it depends on which quarterback they like right there, but I can see the Seahawks perhaps trading up for – and I don't like it, but, hey, for the Patriots, though, if we move out of the first and we pick up the picks that we need to, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I mean, I'd love to see the Kobe Dean get taken by us or either, go D lineman. But if that doesn't happen, then, hey, I'm all for it. And let's see. Old man says, I say if they offer us both of their second round picks, I might be the move. It might be the move. Can get a fill on yeah, that's right. 3 holes with good players. And there's going to be a lot of good players in the second round. You already know that. So certainly for us, if we move back and we're able to get a bunch of quality guys, because there's going to be some guys I feel like in round 2, round 3, and round 4 that can come in and, make an impact year 1. So absolutely. Let's see. All right, let's see. Let's see. Old man says, is Clint Capella playing this game? And so I believe that's a no. That's a no. I believe that is a no. Yeah, that's a negative right there. Looking at the lineup there. So, yeah, he is not. He is not. All right, let's see. 80 says, still can't believe Russell left the Seahawks. And so I'm happy for Russell, though. I'm happy for him. He went to the Broncos there. It's going to be something that's going to rejuvenate him. So obviously, Pete Carroll wants to be a run-first team. Russ, he wants to air it out some. So we'll see how much of that he'll do down there in Denver. But it's a new situation for him. So best of luck to him. But him leaving the Seahawks, though, I felt like it was a long time coming. It was both sides needed something new. Eddie says, hey, JB, maybe the USFL needs an emergency quarterback. And, hey, you know what? For that kind of money, they might can get one. They might can get one, 80s. They might can get one. Let's see. Old man says, yeah, Heat's winning it. And so, all right, so old man has Miami winning this one. And so let's see. Georgia Roots, appreciate you coming through here. And so I had a feeling you'd come through here for your Atlanta Hawks. But in terms of, you say, JB, what's the chances of my Hawks winning this series? And so to be real, the chance of Atlanta winning this series, the only way that's possible is tonight. Trae Young, in my opinion, is going to have to drop 40-plus points tonight for that to happen. And then they're going to have to take care of business at home. It's possible, but I'll be nice and say it's a 22% chance because obviously a lot of things can happen from injuries, the players getting fouled out, all that stuff. But I'll say 22% chance that Atlanta could pull this off. And so, but if they win tonight, they got to win tonight because if they don't win tonight, then I'll drop it even lower than that. They have to win tonight. Meanwhile, Herter for 3 gets that one to fall. All right, 42-41. With that being said, though, I am rooting for the Hawks to win this series. I would love to see them beat Miami. Let's see. Eddie says, Jordan better than LeBron. MJ never took a load management day. And so I feel like load management is something that we should all use at our jobs and be like, you know what? I'm going to show up today, but I'm not going to really work because I'm concerned about, how long the year is. It's going to take a toll on me. So I'm just going to load manage today. I'll just be over here on my phone. If you need me, holler at me, something like that. Pretty sure our jobs would not let that happen. But meanwhile, we've got the Miami Heat here at the free throw line. Again, Atlanta up right now, 42-41. Miami makes that free throw to tie it up. Miami is in a bonus right now, so they are in a bonus currently. All right, Georgia Root says, JB, honest opinion, who's better, Kobe or LeBron? You say I have Kobe over LeBron on my all-time greatest list. And so, you know what? For me personally, if we're asking my personal opinion, I personally still have Kobe over LeBron. Because to me, LeBron, the difference between LeBron and Kobe is that LeBron is a recruiter. I say this about Tom Brady, although Tom Brady is still the GOAT in my opinion, but he's a great recruiter. LeBron did a tremendous job of putting himself in positions to where he was able to surround himself with all-stars. Plenty of time, Kobe went out there with guys like Smoosh Parker and all like that, Kwame Brown, all those guys. And so he had to put 81 points out there on the scoreboard to make it happen. Bron, he was bailed out by a guy by the name of Ray Allen in the finals to get that done. Otherwise, we would still be talking about that right now in terms of the way that he failed to close that game. You can't hide from that stuff, You can't hide from that stuff. But, don't get me wrong. Bron, he's his own player. But when we talk about the greatest to do it, I like the MJs of the world. I like the Kobe's of the world. I like the guys that got it done with their own ability and stuff like that. Not just the guys that just went out there and just collected, built the team and say, all right, I want this guy, I want that guy, all that stuff, But, you know how that goes. Let's see. Eddie says also MJ wasn't afraid to take the game-winning shot. And so exactly, we need more guys that's not afraid to take the game-winning shot, and that will actually make it as well. Because I have to say that because Russell Westbrook, he's not afraid to take that shot. But we need guys that can make it that's not afraid to take that shot and step up for the moment. And so Eddie says Kobe all the way. And so, man, for so long, I used to tell my brother that, and my brother would always be saying LeBron, and I'd be like, no, it's Kobe. It's Kobe all the way. Let's see. Old man says Desmond Ryder is linked to the Seahawks. I like that. For Ryder, I like that. I think that's the perfect fit for him with the Seahawks because personally, I don't think you have to trade back into the first-round pick to get him. You shouldn't have to do that anyways. You can get him in the second round, and he can play the style of football that Pete Carroll wants to play. Think back when Russell Wilson first came in the first couple of years, Pete Carroll would be able to recreate that with a guy like Ritter. He comes in with a lot of experience. So personally, I feel like that would be a good move for the Seahawks, and I'm hoping that he ends up going to the Seattle Seahawks. You said a couple months ago he was a third-round pick. Now they're saying late first. Don't take him in the first, though. Don't take him in the first. At best, take him in the second round. Don't take him in the first. We got to stop reaching when it comes to these quarterbacks and stuff like that. If we draft them where they're supposed to be drafted, like how Davis Mills was taken in the third last year by the Texans, they can actually work out. But we cannot reach on a quarterback. I know that the position is important, but teams cannot reach on a guy. And let's see, Georgia Root says, I agree 100%, JB. I was arguing with Snoop about this the other day, Kobe over LeBron. And so that's just what it is. It's the mindset. That's what separates the two. The mindset, Kobe mindset, the want to, the desire, the work that he put in and stuff like that. That's what separated him from a guy like LeBron James, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong. LeBron has done some great things. He's a great teammate. He probably would be easier to play with in terms of if you're a teammate, because he's going to give you the ball and give you a chance to go out there and shine and stuff like that. But Kobe, he's going to hold you to a standard, and that standard is the championship. And if you don't like it, a.k.a. Dwight Howard back in the day, then you're just going to be gone, and that's just that simple. And so he had a standard. MJ had a standard, and they held others to that same standard. And so that's why you get a guy like Ron Artest that can go out there and play tremendous defense. They'll play with a guy like Kobe because they have so much respect for a guy like that. And so that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Kobe was that dude. Let's see. Braden says, other than the Lakers, who has been the most disappointing NBA team this season? And so, yeah, let's go ahead and throw that one out there. Other than my Lakers, let's get that clear. And so, you know what? If you ask me, most disappointing NBA team this year outside of my Lakers, I probably would have to say, hold on, let me just verify really quickly here. I want to make sure I'm thinking of all the teams real quick. All right, so because obviously I was so focused on my own team's disappointment here. But for me, personally, I would have to say, I just want to make sure I remember where they finished off at. Okay, so yeah, for me, the biggest disappointment outside the Lakers this year has to be the New York Knicks, because I remember this past offseason, we were talking about the Knicks possibly being another, 5 seed again, 4 seed, around the same spot where we see Chicago at, maybe above Chicago and stuff like that, where we have the Toronto Raptors. We were thinking the Knicks were going to be up there, but the New York Knicks, they disappeared. They finished 11th in the Eastern Conference. So you asked me a team outside of the Lakers that was most disappointing for me personally, it was definitely the New York Knicks this past season. Even though they did finish 37-45, but still, I thought they'd be higher in the conference standings at the end of the year coming into it. But what about you, Braden? And what about you guys? NBA team outside of the Lakers. Let's not pick on my Lakers here. Let's go ahead and establish they were a massive failure this year. But outside of the Lakers, another team that you guys thought was the most disappointing NBA team this season. And again, right now, if you're just tuning in, the Atlanta Hawks lead this one 50-46 over the Miami Heat. Things are escalating really quickly right now. You can tell Miami's not liking the way Atlanta's playing with them right now. Miami is in a bonus, and there's still 3 minutes and 18 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. But make sure if you guys haven't already, that you do press the like button, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already to show support here for the channel. Really appreciate you guys so much. Obviously, with the NBA playoffs going on, there'll be a lot more streams of the NBA playoffs. And in addition to that, we will be doing some stuff with the draft here. I know the draft is coming up real soon here, so I'll try to get some more stuff out there as well when I have time, perhaps over the weekend, some more draft-related stuff along with the USFL. We got lots of stuff coming out here, which means this channel will be busy for sure. All right, so after those free throws right there, Atlanta has the basketball. They're up by 3, 50-47. Got about 3 minutes and 5 seconds to work with. Trae Young pulls the three. Missed that one. He get the rebound. He cross half court here. Makes the pass. Kyle Lowry has it. Sets the screen for him. Makes the pass. He got fouled there, so that's going to be some free throws right there. Let's see. Braden says, this year's Laker team remind me of the 2012-13 Lakers team because they brought a bunch of old star players and were supposed to win the championship. And so we're talking about some tough times right there, Braden, some real tough times right there. And so They love to do it to me, but you know what? I'm realizing every time we make an acquisition for some big time point guard and stuff like that, this happens. This always seems to happen to my team. So maybe, just maybe, we need to stop aiming for a point guard that's a big time name and get us a two guard instead of the point. But we're gonna have to blow up most of that roster there. We're gonna have to start over. This is gonna probably be a 2-year process, honestly. Let's see. Braden says the Hawks because they made the conference finals last year and they're an 8 seed. I get that, Braden, but I felt like, I was telling my father about this earlier. I said I felt like last year the Atlanta Hawks as a team, they pulled off some wins where sometimes you beat a team that on paper is better than you, and you just I said everybody was overachieving, which is not a bad thing. That's what you got to do in this league. But I feel like last year everybody was playing to the best of their ability for the Atlanta Hawks at the right time. That's probably the best way to word it. Everybody was playing at their best, and that's how they were able to upset some of the teams that they played, like the 76ers on that route. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I get that one for the Hawks right there, but kudos to them to still find a way to get into the playoffs, though, unlike the Knicks. So I still got the Knicks for that one. And so let's see. Jordan Root says, I haven't been watching much NBA. The obsession with the three-pointer turned me off. And so, and you know what? I get that. When Golden State hit the scene, especially seeing all them guys hitting threes and all like that, I mean, there are a lot of shooters out there. So I get that. I really get that. The NBA has certainly changed a lot. I mean, you look at all the changes that has been made over the last decade and stuff. The NBA has certainly changed a lot. And you say everybody wants to be a shooter. And so you're right. Everybody will pull it from downtown, regardless of position. They're going to pull it from three-point range. And so Eddie says JB for 3. And again, we're still right now currently at the commercial because the Atlanta Hawks called a full timeout. And so when we get back, though, there's going to be about 2 minutes and 49 seconds left to go here before the half. And so far in the second quarter, Atlanta's outplayed Miami in the second quarter so far, 25-21. Again, there's still 2 minutes and 49 seconds left to go. So anyone could win this quarter. Miami won the first quarter 26-25. And so that's our score right now. Trae Young, he's got 18 points. And I said it before, I'll say it again. He's going to have to cross 40 points in this game for Atlanta to win this one. And if he does that, I think Atlanta gets a W. If he doesn't, I think the Heat get it. Let's see. Braden says, don't steal Klay Thompson from us, JB. If I have that ability, or if the Lakers have that ability, consider him gone. Consider him gone, Braden. Consider him gone if it's up to me. But we'll see how things play out this offseason because, the Lakers, we're going to have to – we love to be aggressive. We love to blow things up if it's not working. We're a very spoiled fan base. I will admit that. Like, we expect championship. It's not enough just to get a decent team together, make the playoffs. It's not enough for us. We want championship or nothing. Let's see. Jordan Root says, Trae shoots too many threes. I appreciate point guards like Chancey Billups, Kirk Hendrick. Haven't heard that name in a minute. Chris Paul, etc. Showing my pay. You're right about that, though. I mean, my goodness, wow. I mean, but hey, you think back when, like the old high school days, you had guys like Rondo in his prime down there in Boston and stuff like that. Rondo wasn't shooting threes back then. And so those were the guys that we had back then to look at. So very good point right there. Very good point right there. I mean, the three-point shot was there, but there was only a couple guys taking it, but not to that degree. Your Ray Allens were shooting like that, but those were guys that we know had high-quality three-point shots back then. All right, so Trae Young has the basketball crossing half court right now. Got a couple screens being set. Got a foul called. But you know what, Georgia Roots? I asked a question yesterday, and so you 80s, I'd like to hear both of y'all answers because I know y'all wasn't on yesterday, and anybody else that wants to reiterate their answer. But listen to this question closely. So who is someone that has played in the NBA? I'll just say, I'll even make it more recent. We'll say since the year 2000. Someone that's played in the NBA that has the skill set, the best skill sets that you've seen in the NBA. Now, it could be someone that obviously didn't have to be a big-time player for that long, but they had tremendous skill sets, and you saw them, and you're like, you know what? This person, if they stay healthy, they could really change the landscape of the NBA. My example that I said was Tracy McGrady. I feel like for me, Tracy McGrady was just that. He had all the skills and the size to go with it. I mean, even Kobe himself said, that was the hardest person for him to guard was Tracy McGrady. If T-Mac stays healthy, we're talking about T-Mac in a completely different way. Probably is one of the greatest all time if he does not get so many injuries throughout his career. So I love the skill set that he had. Let's see. Braden says, JB, you just admitted Lakers pretty much like Cowboy fans. And so, you know what? I'll take that. That is true. That is true. Braden says Derrick Rose. You know what? Derrick Rose, that man was something special. Like back in the day before those injuries, like I still feel for him right now, just going through that injury that he had, because he was at that MVP level. He was doing some amazing things. So to lose the athleticism that he lost, and I mean, he had to revamp his game. But yeah, Derrick Rose, that was someone right there that didn't even cross my mind, but you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Let's see. Old man says, JB, my answer is the same as yesterday, and that is AD. That's right, Anthony Davis. And so Braden says again, Derrick Rose for him. And so let's see. Georgia Root says Joe Johnson. Good old Joe Johnson. Going back to those classic Atlanta Hawks, the Hawks that I used to know back in the day. Good old classic Joe Johnson. And let's see. Georgia Root. Oh, he also says Penny Hardaway, guys. So Penny Hardaway. That's right. So Penny, by the way, is doing a fantastic job right now with the Memphis Tigers at the college level, being the head coach there. I like what he's doing with the program there. And so I can see the way those guys play hard for him. And I would not be surprised if in the next 2-3 years, if he stays with the program, that team ends up making a real championship run in the NCAA tournament. I like the way that they play hard for him. I feel like injuries really hampered them a little bit in the NCAA tournament and stuff like that, between the chemistry, injuries, all of that stuff. But he sure knows what he's doing when it comes to recruiting down there, and he's restored that program, no doubt about that. But yeah, as a player though, absolutely. Let's see. Braden says Joe Johnson actually played for the Celtics a little bit this year. And so, yeah, good old Joe Johnson. Good old Joe Johnson. Now, that reminds me of guys like, Josh Smith back in the day, all those guys. Oh, man. We're bringing out some classic names here, guys, classic names. And so, Darren Williams, that's right. How can we forget about good old Darren Williams? Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler's at the free throw line here. Made both of his free throws. The Heat up by 153-52. We got just a minute and 12 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Hawks with the basketball. Trae Young getting doubled here. Oh, they say he stepped out of bounds there. That's going to be a turnover. There's going to be Heat basketball with about a minute and 9 seconds left to go. But yeah, I mean, so many good players that we're mentioning and all like that. I mean, wow, just thinking back to those teams. All right, working the ball around the perimeter here. Gets the ball to Jimmy Butler. He has it on the wing. Takes the dribble. Pulls up. Shoots. Missed out when they tried to tip it in. Not going to work. Hawks get the rebound here. Hawk down by 1. They have the basketball here. They got about 38 seconds left to go here in the second quarter before we reach halftime. They give it to Trae Young, and Trae kicks it out in the corner. Wants it back. They give it to Gallinari, and so he gets fouled. No shot, though. Again, 31 seconds remaining. Jordan says Karami Brown. I mentioned Karami Brown. I think it was yesterday. I mentioned him yesterday, and it was not talking about any highlights or nothing like that. But yeah, Karami Brown, he let the Lakers down and stuff like that. In my opinion, he let us down big time. Big time. That's the nicest thing I can say. Braden says, how many points does Trae Young have? So yeah, my man Trey Ice, he's got 20 points right now. So he's got 18 points right now. 18 points right now. So yeah, he's got 18 points. And so like I said, if he gets 40 points, they'll get the W. You see right now how close it is, 53-53. So I'm telling you, he reached 40 points, they'll win this game. If he's short, odds are they'll probably lose unless somebody else steps up big time. And so 80 says, JB, greatest center of all time. And so, oh, man, greatest center of all time. 80s put me on the spot and stuff like that. And so if this was most dominant center, I'd say Shaquille O'Neal because he was a force to be reckoned with, but that free throw shooting was not where it was at. But then again, I mean, I feel like if you put Shaq against some of the other guys that I could mention, Shaq dominates them. I feel like if it's head-to-head, Shaq dominates them. And so if we take free throws out of it, I'd say Shaquille O'Neal, personally. Like you asked him, and I'm not just saying because he was a Laker and stuff like that. I'm not just saying, I mean, I got to watch a lot of his game there, and so I think Shaq, personally. I think Shaq, greatest center of all time. He's the very definition of what I think of when I think of what a center should be. That pure size, physicality, and the way he can just dominate inside to where referees don't know how to really call fouls against him. That's my personal pick. Now, some of the other guys you can mention, I wonder how good the defenses were they were going against. Some of them. Let's see. Jordan Root says JB was small forward, power forward. And so, yeah. Definitely JB's not playing center. That's for sure. JB's not playing center. No. Let's see. Eddie says JB Nation halftime show coming up. That's right. That is right. And so at the half, Miami Heat lead this one 56-54. And so Jimmy Butler's got 21 points out there. Trae Young's got 18 points. Which superstar is going to score more in this one? That might determine this game, guys. We'll see how that plays out in the second half. But we have halftime right now, which means we've got even more time to talk here. Let's see. But just to recap some of the scoring here for the Atlanta Hawks. On the court, there are 20 of 44 out there on the court. So they've got 54 points, 6 of 22 from three-point range here. They've got Hunter with 11 points. Trae Young has 18 points in this one. Herter, he's got 6 points in this one. Now, Trae Young, he does have 4 turnovers. Can't be turning the ball over. Got to protect the rock here. Collins, he's got 7 rebounds in this one, 5 points. Off the bench, you've got Wright. He's got 7 points in this one. Meanwhile, for the Miami Heat, 17 of 36 out there on the court, 6 of 13 from three-point range, 16 of 19 from the free throw line. So doing a good job of getting to the free throw line. Jimmy Butler, he's got 21 points in this one. Kyle Lowry's got 6 points here. And, yeah, you've got some guys going out here. You've got Vincent coming off the bench, Hero coming off the bench. Both of those guys have 8 points here. And so when you're getting production like that off the bench as well, that's going to help you out in the long run. All right, let's see. Braden says, a player I really liked and has fallen off is Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin reminds me so much of the rise of the Clippers getting annoying for me and stuff like that. I was not too fond of that Clippers team because that was around the time where they kept talking about, oh, we're going to come for the Lakers. We're going to come for the Lakers. We're there. We're going to get there. And they just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. But yeah, Blake Griffin, ever since coming out of Oklahoma, though, I mean, that pure athleticism. I mean, if I had ups like that, who knows? Braden says he needs 22 more points for the Hawks to win. And so that's right. Braden's using my formula right there. And so let's see. Jordan Root says Blake Griffin is a good one, Braden. And so let's see. 80 says Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And so there, hey, you can't go wrong with that one. You can't go wrong with that one at all. Let's see. Old man says, JB, all I have to say is 11 rings. And so you're right, 11 rings. Let's see. 80 says, old man, you tell him. Yeah, old man is in full effect here. Let's see. Jordan Root says, greatest overall center, I think, is Bill Russell. 11 rings is phenomenal. And so, yeah, that is absolutely incredible. That is absolutely incredible. You can't argue about championships. You really cannot when it comes to that. So the proof is in the pudding there. I can't argue that. And let's see. Jordan Root says, what about greatest team of all time, JB? And so, greatest team of all time. That debate right there, the greatest team of all time. And so, I mean, I've got to go with Chicago Bulls with the Jordan year. I got to go with Jordan Bulls and stuff like that. I'm trying to think if there's a team that I like better than them, but I just can't think of one. I can't think of one. I'm certainly not going to go with Golden State. That's for sure. I'm not going to take that route. Let's see. Braden says, I wish the Clippers made the finals when Lob City was going on. And so, I mean, me personally, in terms of teams that I wanted to see reach the final, I always talk about that 2006, 2007 Houston Rockets team. They didn't get past second round there because of injuries, but I wanted to see them play against the Heat that year with Wade and Shaq. I wanted to see T-Mac and Yao Ming fully healthy go against those guys, best of 7. And obviously, the only way you were going to see that would be in the finals, but we never got to see that. And then a couple of those Phoenix Suns teams that, was exciting to watch back around that time when Steve Nash was in his MVP form. Those were some good, fun teams to watch, especially when the Suns and the Spurs would play each other in the playoffs. Hold on, let's see. Braden says Bill Russell is never in the GOAT conversation. He should be. But, sometimes we're just victim of the moments. We're victim of the moments and what's fresh on our minds, honestly. Let's see, Jordan Root says, what about greatest point guard? Is Steph in the top 3? I mean, Steph, top 3 point guards, I can't do it. I can't do it yet. I can't do it yet for Steph. I mean, I appreciate what Steph has done in terms of just changing the game from 3-point range, honestly. But to say top 3, that's I probably wouldn't say that. I know that he did change the game in terms of, at the position, and he still got some basketball to play. I mean, when he's all said and done, can he reach that status? Yes. But is it there right now? I wouldn't say that. There's a lot of great point guards that played in this league. They may not have been shooting threes crazy like that, but I mean, Ray Allen was a tremendous 3-point shooter, but would I say that he's, top 3 in terms of the 2-guard position? No. I would not. Braden says, don't bring up the 2016 NBA Finals, JB. And so I imagine that was painful for you because I actually was rooting for Golden State to win that one because I was anti-LeBron. And so, yeah, I was definitely anti-LeBron there. So definitely understand that pain right there. I was so mad Warriors went up 3-1 and then just fell apart and gave LeBron that championship. That was embarrassing to watch. I was embarrassed for them. All right, 1 second. All right, 1 second, guys. All right, let's see. Georgia Root says, Steve Nash or Steph Curry? Who you picking for your team? Well, Steve Nash hurt my team. I will say that. But I'm saying in terms of at their prime, like their best year, Steph Curry or Steve Nash, I got to go Steph Curry. I hate to say it, but I got to go Steph Curry. If we're talking like just their best of their best year, then yeah. I mean, but Steve Nash, don't get me wrong. Steve Nash did some amazing things. The passer he was behind the back and stuff like that. I mean, the way he could pass the ball, second to none. So, but you give me a guy like Steph Curry, talking about at his very best season. Well, I saw what Steve Nash did for my Lakers, and I was not impressed with that. But so that's probably why I went Steph Curry in that direction. Let's see. Braden says, who are your top point guards? And so I don't have an order for my top point guards, but guys like, Oscar Robertson, guys like him. Obviously, Magic Johnson, you got to have Magic Johnson up there. If Magic Johnson's not up there, I don't know what's going on. Then you can go guys like Jerry West. So guys like that I think of when I think of top point guards for me. So that'll be 3 that I list right there for me. Let's see. Braden says, and then we got KD and everybody hated us. That's literally what happened, Braden. You guys went too far. Nobody, trust me, I have seen that happen with the Patriots. I think it hit around the time, once we hit the dynasty status, that's when we became villains. Everybody went from rooting for the good story for the 6th-round pick out of Michigan, blah, 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 but after that, we became public enemy number 1. And so that's what happens when you are good and then you make a move to get better. My goodness, when we acquired Randy Moss, the hatred that we had each and every game, it was on a whole nother level. So yeah, KD brought a lot of hate. And like, I mean, looking back on it right now, I mean, I'm just now getting to the point now when it comes to KD that, I'm actually rooting for him again in terms of having success. And I'd like to see Brooklyn get on a run, both him and Kyrie, because I understand they may have done some things throughout their career that may have rubbed some people the wrong way. But that's what happens when you're young. You're going to do some things sometimes. LeBron did it when he left Cleveland. They started burning his jerseys. But he went back there. LeBron went back there and decided, you know what? Even though they burned my jersey, I'm going to still go back there and get him a championship because, that's what I want to do for, my hometown. So he did that. He's a bigger person than I probably was. I mean, if they started burning my jersey, I don't know if I would have went back. I probably would have never went back, honestly. But LeBron did that. But, KD came to the Warriors, and then all of a sudden they went from being someone that you can root for to that. Let's see, Georgia Root says, should Russell Westbrook have made the NBA 75 team? And so that's one of those scenarios where, statistically speaking, because of all the doubles, that'll say yes. But me personally, no. I think not. I personally don't think so. If it was up to me, no. And I'm not just saying it because I'm bitter that he ruined our season, but even before then, just no. Let's see. Braden says, where's Westbrook on your list of top point guards list, JB? He's probably on Baker Mayfield level for you. I'm not going to say that. There's one big difference between Mr. Westbrook and Mr. Mayfield. The biggest difference between the two is that Westbrook on a bad team, Westbrook can go out there and he can sell tickets. Baker on a bad team, he won't even do that for you. Baker couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. That is so accurate with Baker Mayfield. Speaking of Baker Mayfield, nothing's accurate when it comes to him because he's not accurate with the football. That's why he's looking for a team and nobody wants him and stuff like that. Robbie Anderson's like, no, don't come to Carolina. He doesn't want him. So Baker Mayfield's in a league of his own. Now, Russell Westbrook, or should I say Westbrook, I mean, you put him in soccer, you put him on a bad team that don't nobody care about, and he can go out there and he can put up numbers. Mayfield can't even put up numbers. That's the difference. At least Westbrook on the stat sheet sometimes can say, look, I did this. He just shouldn't be he shouldn't be on the big stage like the Lakers. Teams like the Lakers, teams like the Celtics, teams that have expectations of winning. I know I sounded like Shannon Sharp right now, but it's true. He should not be on those teams. It's just that simple. But on a bad team, sure. Why not? I mean, man, he can score. He can score. He just can't win. But that's a nice try, Braden. I know what you tried to do there. You tried to get me to go in a Baker Mayfield rant right there. That's what you tried to do. All right, let's see. Old Man says that Pro Football Focus updated their mock draft and JB receivers go off the board faster now. I expect that. You look at what the young men have done, especially the last 3-4 years that come out at wide receiver, and they've just been incredible. They've completely changed the way that you look at the wide receiver, like draft room and stuff like that. So everybody wants the next Jamar Chase. Everybody wants the next Jalen Waddle. Everybody wants the next Devontae Smith, those guys. So it makes sense. And then even the guys before them. So quite sure there's a lot of teams that can use wide receivers, and so they're going to be moving off the board quickly because believe me, I'm pretty sure Atlanta. I know some people are thinking cornerback for them. I know how Atlanta likes to think. They're thinking wide receiver. The Jets, they're thinking wide receiver as well. There's a lot of teams early in that draft that's going to be thinking wide receiver. Guarantee it. Let's see. Braden says Baker Mayfield couldn't hit water if he fell out of the boat. JB 2022. It's facts, man. It's facts. And what's getting me the most is those podcasts, man. Like, what is he doing? Is he trying to not find a new home? Like, what is he doing? I mean, acting like he's the only player that's ever been replaced by somebody else. It happens in the NFL. Matt Ryan took it, very professionally. I'm sure deep down it probably hurt Matt Ryan that, they even went ahead and considered that. Then they just moved on from him just because to bring in Marcus Mariota. Like, I'd be like, look, I know I haven't brought a championship home, but you're going to replace me with Marcus Mariota, Mr. Gadget Man. That's what he's become, Mr. Gadget Man. And so you're going to replace me with him and fool yourself that he's a starting quarterback? I got news for you. Atlanta Falcons and Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm talking to you. Draft you a quarterback. Well, if Atlanta, you can wait till next year because you'll probably be picking top 5 again, so you'll get a better quarterback. But Pittsburgh, don't fool yourself. I'm telling you, Mitchell Trubisky is not the answer. He is not that guy. And so I said it before. I'll say it again. Mitchell's not the answer. And so I was surprised that they went ahead and acquired him. I'm hearing some stuff that maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick might actually be, they might sign him or something like that, and then maybe draft a quarterback to groom him. Obviously, Skip Bayless wants Baker Mayfield to go to the Steelers and stuff like that because that would probably be the best scenario for him. But those guys don't have their quarterback of the future. Marcus Mariota, the man just did a couple runs and stuff like that. I mean, we've got to stop overbuying a couple decent performances and stuff like that. We need consistency and stuff like that. Most of these quarterbacks can go out there and play a good game for 1 or 2 games. I remember Mitchell Trubisky had maybe a couple games with the Bears where he looked good, but then the rest of it was bad. And that's why you move on from those guys, because the bad is really bad and they're consistently not good. A couple games here and there, yeah, they can have a couple good games, but they're not the answer. And so those teams need to stop kidding themselves. If I'm Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm getting a quarterback in the first round. There's no ifs, no ands, no whats about it. I'm going to do it. Let's see. Old man says, JB, for a sneaky later round pick, the Patriots should keep an eye out for Dane Belton. He is a safety who can also play slot corner. And so around what round do they have him projected to be taken, if you don't mind answering that one? Around what round would we be able to get him? Because if we can get him in the right round, like later on, preferably like a day 3, that's what I'm talking about. I love picks like that, especially in day 3. Let's see. Braden says, send Baker Mayfield to the Cowboys for Skip Bayless. Give him what he wants, right? Give him what he wants. He doesn't want to pay Dak Prescott the money, which, I mean, compared to all these other quarterbacks, I think that's a good discount deal right now if you look at some of the other quarterbacks. But if he really wants him that bad and believes in him, send him down there to Dallas and watch how quickly CeeDee Lamb decides to get out of there when he's throwing it into the bleachers and trying to throw the ball to Jerry Jones as opposed to throwing it to CeeDee Lamb and company. Imagine that. Let's see. Georgia Root says, should Dwight Howard have made the NBA 75 team? I'll put it this way. You ask me, should he go in or Russell Westbrook, and you're giving me the 2 options, I'm going to go Dwight Howard there. I mean, for me, you got to remember what Dwight Howard was before, when he was in Orlando and what he meant before coming to the Lakers. Now, obviously, when he went to the Lakers, he just came with the wrong mindset. He was there to play games. You can't play games. I mean, LeBron learned that early in his career. Carmelo, at some point, he learned it too. The NBA is fun, but if you want to win championships, you got to be serious about your craft. And what Dwight Howard meant back then, I remember when the Magic had beat LeBron in the Cavaliers that year, and when they made it all the way to the finals, but lost to Kobe and the Lakers, because, I mean, that's Kobe and the Lakers. But still, Dwight Howard to get that team there with what was that guy's name? Jameer Nelson, with that injury that he had. I mean, that was just good. That was good on Dwight Howard. He was a force to be reckoned with for a good period in time before it went away. And even now, I mean, you get spurts of it. I mean, maybe not so much this year, but, in the previous years, he had spurts defensively where he shows you that, hey, he's still up there. All right, but here we go, guys. Third quarter back on the way. We've got the Heat up 58-56. They pulled a 3, hit the 3. All right, it's 61-56. Let's see. Old man says mid-5th to late 6th. If we can get him, that'd be great. If we can get him around that range right there. That's why we got to go ahead and trade N'Keal Harry, because I feel like there's some real good guys that we can get on day 3. But we need to go ahead and make some moves here and get us a couple more picks. All right, we got an offensive foul there against Miami. It's going to be Atlanta basketball right here. Let's see. Braden says, Well, CeeDee Lamb did play with Baker Mayfield in college, but I think he'd rather play with Kyler Murray. And so, well, back in college, Baker could throw the ball, but somewhere along that way, he lost his ability to throw the ball. I'm not going to lie. He lost his confidence, as he said in his own podcast, and with that confidence, he lost his accuracy. He got hit one time too many. But that's what you get. In Baker's defense, though, I know he was hurt, but that's what you get when you play through an injury. If there's one thing that I learned in the league, if you're hurt, sit down. Sit down. If you're hurt and you can't perform at a high level, sit down, because whatever you put on a tape, that's what you're going to be judged by. And so he did it to himself because he was not their best option to win. They had Case Keenum. He's acting like the third, like they had a no-name quarterback on the bench that never played football in his life. No, they had Case Keenum that could have came in, and sure, the Browns would not have won a Super Bowl, but they probably could have made the playoffs. But no, Baker went up there and stunk it up, took no accountability. Missing receivers left and right, didn't throw the ball when guys did get open. It was awful. It was awful. Let's see. Jordan Root says, it's interesting that Pau Gasol worked well with Kobe, but the White couldn't hang. And so, Pau Gasol, he's just an ultimate team player and stuff like that. The communication that both him and Kobe had, all Kobe wanted from the White was for the White to take it seriously. This comes down to work ethic. It had nothing to do with ability. Off of pure ability, those two could have definitely coexisted and stuff like that. But it came down to mentality. Are you willing to stay longer after practice and stuff like that and work on some stuff? Are you willing to watch, the films all night long, all that stuff? It comes down to, are you willing to put in the extra work? Pau Gasol had no problem doing whatever it took to work. And so he understood, and he loved playing with Kobe. Kobe gave him his opportunities to shine with the Lakers as well. He was an important piece with the Lakers. I definitely do love the fact that we were able to acquire a guy like Pau Gasol. That was so huge. Having a guy like him, so huge. But man, Dwight, he came in with the wrong mindset. And with the wrong mindset, that's not going to fly with Kobe. That's never going to fly. Never going to fly. Meanwhile, Heat's here with a 5-point lead, 64-59. Kyle Lowry pulls a three, missed that one. Hawk get the rebound. Herter has it. I thought that was Bogdanovich right there. Trae Young with the basketball up top here. Bounce pass. Bogdanovich kicks it out to Herter. Side steps. Shoots the three. Gets it to fall. That's what we need to see more from guys like Herter and Bogdanovich. If they can add that three-point shot, that's great. But you know what? Trae Young, he hasn't scored a bucket in a minute here. They need to go ahead and get him going here in the third quarter. Let's see. Old man says, Howard's problem is he thought he was the man and that he should have been treated like he was Shaq. But he didn't want to put in the work. Everything handed to him. You know what? That is true. That is very true. That is very true. It's funny how two guys came from the same organization prior, but Shaq, he worked his tail off down there in Orlando. Meanwhile, Dwight, we saw this man, he's all dancing and stuff at the NBA All-Star and all like that. But him and LeBron around that time, putting the powder in the air, all that stuff, he just wanted to be liked. That's what he wanted. He wanted to be liked. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to be a champion, sometimes you can't have it both. You got to either go out there and try to be a champion, or either go out there and try to be liked. And he wanted to be liked. He wanted to be admired, I should say. And, well, it didn't work out. The Lakers are not an organization that's going to go out there and just admire you the way Orlando did. In Orlando, he was king. He was the man down there, just like Carmelo. I bet you if Carmelo could do it all over again down there in Denver, he probably doesn't leave Denver. He probably just stays there because there's nothing like that team that drafted you that they just admire everything that you do when you go out there and actually become a star. But you go somewhere else, it ain't going to be like that. You got to earn everything that you get. Heat for three. Tucker gets that one to fall. All right. Heat up by 8, 70-62. They're heating up out there. Young with the basketball, going to cross half court here to down by 8. Young has got to get some buckets. I said it before. He's at 18 points right now. He's been at 18 for a minute. It's time for my man to get back involved with the offense here. Gives it up to Herter. Herter puts it up there. Missed it. Let's see. Braden says, completely agree. JB, the Browns should have sat Baker for Keenum. And so that's what irked me so much about last year and all like that. Obviously, the Browns also had some other injuries to deal with as well. You had, Chubb and all like that. He was hurt. back and forth, him, Kareem Hunt, those two guys, but still, ultimately, Case Keenum, there were some games that they really could have won with just okay, average quarterback play. Just don't go up there and mess it up. I remember when they played the Baltimore Ravens, it was a night game, and they could have won that one if they had Case Keenum in at quarterback. I'm convinced about that. There was quite a few games that they played that was low scoring. Defense did their job, but ultimately, Baker was Baker, and it messed them up. That was my biggest pet peeve. And I blame Baker completely because he went out there and he tried to play through it. You were hurting your team. At some point, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I don't want to mess this up for the guys out there who's going out there that's trying to win this game. If I'm not the best option, I'm not the best option. Don't be selfish. If I'm not the best option, I'm gonna sit this one out. As the old man says, but Howard was growing up and now is a great vet to have on any one team. That's right. That is true. He is still a good vet to have, especially you get him to come in off the bench and stuff like that. Great option to have. Braden says the funny thing is the Wright and Shaq have beef with each other. And so Shaq had beef with anyone that dared to stand up to him. Let's get that clear, plain and clear. Anyone that stood up to him, you got beef. If you dunked near Shaq as if you tried to dunk on him, you got beef. I remember when Andrew Bynum went down there and tried to dunk on Shaq, and it was funny. Well, he did get the dunk. It wasn't like he dunked on him, but he did get the dunk in his face, kind of like looking at him like, oh, I got you. Then Shaq went down there, took it personal and stuff like that. And so Shaq took beef with a lot of guys, especially someone like Howard, who he feels that he's the better center than, and then, a lot of stuff. But Shaq had beef with a lot of people, especially early in his career, especially. Let's see, old man says, if Melo can go back in time, I think he would have left and went to the Heats. And so I think if Melo did go somewhere, he probably would have. That year that he thought about joining Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, he probably would have considered that. But you know what? I remember when Allen Iverson went down there to join Melo with the Nuggets, I thought that was going to be it. I really thought that was going to be it. I was like, AI going to Denver to join Carmelo? I was like, what a 1-2 punch that was going to be right there. But it didn't work out the way that I thought it was going to go. But I like the idea on paper. I still like that idea on paper, honestly, especially if AI was just a little younger at that time. Let's see. Braden says, do you think the Packers resign Jair Alexander? They should. They need to. I think so. I personally think so. You guys got to keep some people, right? So I think so. Let's see. Braden says, like Charles Barkley. Yes, exactly. Like Charles Barkley. Exactly. Shaq had an attitude back there, but that's why, when I think of, how I want my ideal center to be, sure, there's lots of guys that can light it up better than Shaq when it comes to scoring, but I like for my center to be dominant, someone that the defense is always thinking, okay, we got to double team him. We don't want him getting to the basket. How can we stop him? And so Shaq was all that down low, perfect presence inside. Let's see. Old man says, if you played when Shaq played, he didn't respect you. He only had respect for the OGs, and Shaq was playing mental games with everyone. That's right. He was playing mental games with everyone. So if he could piss you off, he would have a leg up on you. And so, you're right. Honestly, who was Shaq going to fear out there on the court? Absolutely no man. So Shaq was going to make it known and stuff like that. And you're right. If he played with you, there was no respect out there. If there was someone that maybe he had maybe an ounce of respect for, maybe it might have been Yao Ming, because Yao Ming probably played him better than most people probably realized when it came to Yao Ming defending against Shaq and stuff like that. But outside of that, everybody else, Shaq was going after them, especially in his prime. Let's see. Braden says some Packer fans are saying we should trade him. Those fans are crazy. And so those fans want to see you guys rebuild. They're probably the same ones that says, oh, let's go ahead and draft a defensive player to replace him in the draft at the first round. But, they're thinking rebuild right now. That's what they want to see. And again, right now, the Miami Heat lead this one 75-62 currently in this one. And again, just a reminder, if you haven't done so already, make sure you press the thumbs up button. And if you're someone that's watching that's new, make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. But yes, I agree. Shaq was a bad man. So awesome. Definitely. I mean, you look at all the guys he went against, especially the matchup, when he was with the Miami Heat going against Ben Wallace and the Pistons. I loved that matchup. I personally loved that matchup there to see him versus Ben Wallace. And so Ben Wallace did his best. That's all I can say. He did his best in that matchup. All right, again, here we go in the third quarter with about 6 minutes and 19 seconds left to go. We got the Heat leading this one 75-62 over the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, so right now, this quarter's been kind of slow here for the Atlanta Hawks. And so they need to get on a run right now because the last thing we need is for Miami to build this lead any more than it already is. If you're Atlanta, you need to get on a run right now. They inbound the ball. Collins has it. Takes a couple of dribbles there. Gets that one to finish, and then the opportunity for a one-point play. Exactly what they needed. Let's see. Old man says, I know a team that needs a corner. How about N'Keal Harry and a 2023 first and fourth? You know what? I say let's do it. Let's do it. Therefore, you guys get your receiver of the future, and we get our corner of the future. All right, but he missed that free throw there. Heat up by 11, 75-64. Jimmy Butler with the basketball, has it up top. Backside screens taking place. Makes the pass, gives it back to Jimmy Buckets. Behind the back, steps back, takes the jumper, gets that one to fall. All right, so Jimmy's giving the Heat a 13-point lead, 77-20-64. So Jimmy's already got 31 points in this one, guys. 10 of 16 out there shooting. They tried to do an alley-oop to Collins. That did not work. And so now the Heat have the number advantage. They kick it in the corner for three. Missed that one. Hawks get the rebound. Let's see, Brayden says, even if Aaron Rodgers left, I would still say re-sign him. And so, yeah, you got to keep some pieces. You got to keep some pieces. And so Jordan Root says, JB, it's been great. We'll catch you next time, brother. Yeah, appreciate you for coming through here. Best of luck for your Atlanta Hawks the rest of this series here. And I hope that they find a way here to come back and win this game here. I hope so. But appreciate you coming through. Great speaking with you. Let's see, Eddie says, how did Christian Laettner make the dream team over Shaq? Well, I don't have that answer, 80s. I honestly don't have that answer. You talking about one of the most hated guys ever, Christian Laettner? Absolutely. I mean, how could you mention this guy and not talk about being hated? But I don't know how he did that. I don't know how he did that, honestly. Let's see. Alan says, good game so far. Nothing crazy yet. And so, yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. I mean, it's a 14-point game right now, but hopefully Atlanta gets on a run here in the third quarter before the fourth quarter. I need to see Atlanta get on a run here, and I need to see Trae Young get some more points. He's got just 2 points in this quarter right now, and it shows on the scoreboard. When he doesn't go out there and ball, then so he got to pick it up right now. Got to pick it up right now. I know it's not going to be easy against this Heat team, but he's got to pick it up to another level. Let's see, old man says, I have so much respect for Kobe, but he was hard to play with. If he thought you weren't putting in 110%, he would snap on you or just push you out of the lineup. And so that is true. That is true, old man. But you know what? I mean, you can say the same about Michael Jordan and stuff like that. That's just the great players expect greatness from those around them and stuff like that. And if you're not capable of reaching that point, then they want nothing to do with you. They're all about winning. They're all in. This is the business for them, and they want to go out there and get that win. Let's see. Braden says, no deal, old man. Other than Charles Woodson, I have not seen a better cornerback on the Packers than Jerry. You know what? Good old Charles Woodson. He had some good moments with the Packers. I mean, obviously with the Raiders as well. But, yeah, both of those organizations, he really did have some good years. All right, so that's going to be a turnover right there. So we got a turnover. Ball's going to be going the other way. All right, Heat basketball here after the turnover. Kyle Lowry has the ball, going to cross half court here. We've got 4 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the third quarter of play. Kyle Lowry goes inside, picks up his dribble, kicks it out, gets it back, goes inside, kicks it in the corner, kicks it up top. He drives and puts it up. Missed that one. A lot of ball movement there, like the ball movement there, but they missed the shot. All right, it's still Miami's basketball here. Looking to inbound the ball, gets it inbound into the corner, kicks it up top, kicks it to the other corner. 3-point shot up, no good. Hawks get the rebound. Bogdanovich has the ball, crosses half court, gets inside, lays it up, gets it to fall. All right, it's a 12-point game now. We've got 3 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. Butler makes the pass, gets it back. Gonna pull the three. Missed that one. Hawks get the rebound. Trae Young has it. Again, they need to get Trae Young somehow going again here in the second half. Bogdanovich with the ball, takes the jumper, gets that one to fall. All right, so back-to-back buckets for him. So 80-70, that's our score right now. And so with about 3 minutes and 26 seconds to go, we are going to have a timeout call. And Tucker's still not happy with that previous call. Let's see. Old man says, JB, a lot of people were asking why Bill Belichick signed this player last year. Looking at the contracts that have been given out this year, Bill Belichick actually got a lot of cheap deals. And so, yeah, Bill hit him. When Bill decides he wants to be aggressive, which I've seen perhaps 2 times where he really just dove in to be extremely aggressive and stuff like that, he will make his, I'll just call it his best offer early enough in free agency before you can really see what the market's going to go for. And it's up to you to determine if you want to take that or not. In which, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, Bill wants to offer me this kind of money. Sure, I'll take it. Let's make it happen. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yep, but right now we're currently at the commercial, and the score right now is the Miami Heat lead this one 80-70 over the Atlanta Hawks right now. And so Atlanta being outscored in the third quarter 24-16. And so Trae Young has 20 points here, but he's got just 2 points since the first half, and that's got to change. I feel like he's got to have a monster game from here on out. Young has got to go ahead and score at least 20 more points the rest of this game, I feel like, to get this W. And so, but Bogdanovich is stepping up as of late. You know, he's got 10 points right now, but he did score back-to-back buckets. So if he can start heating up, that'll provide some assistance right there. Hunter's got 11 points as well for the Hawks. Meanwhile, for the Miami Heat, Jimmy Buckets, 34 points out there, 10 of 17 out there in the court. And so when you got a guy going out there and getting you 34 points and we're still in the third quarter, you're going to be all right, especially you're at home too. Let's see, old man says, even the Nelson Aguilar contract doesn't look that bad. And so Bill is great when it comes to the money aspect of contracts and stuff like that. Now, who he offers it to, that's a whole nother thing. But Bill is pretty good when it comes to dollar signs and stuff like that and getting the best value for players. I will give Bill that credit. Hmm. But again, we're still currently right now at the commercial. How do you guys feel about Jimmy Butler, and how do you guys rank him amongst some of the other stars in the NBA? I want to know how you guys feel about Jimmy Butler. I feel like when it comes to Jimmy Butler, there's always just that, the man can go out there and play defense. The guy, he has these offensive games like this. But how do you guys feel about Jimmy Butler? And so, we've got a foul here on Tucker. He's pretty animated out there. Got to watch out, make sure they don't throw no tech on you. Again, Tucker was a part of that Milwaukee Bucks unit that won last year's championship game. All right, so Hunter this time contributes. All right, 80-72. Can we keep this going, Atlanta? Now is the time. Meanwhile, Heat run a backside screen there to get a ball to Tucker. Tucker makes the pass. Butler has it. Sets the screen. Going to be a foul here. So back-to-back fouls against Tucker. Let's see, old man says Butler is an all-around good player, but I wouldn't put him in the top 10 NBA players right now. And so, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have overall like explosive games and stuff like that, but Jimmy is a great player. Like, good. He's a great player, a good to great player. I love the hard mentality that he plays with, all of that stuff. But ultimately, I think you're right when it comes to that, old man. I think you're absolutely right. Let's see. 80 says the Heat will win. And so, speaking of Heat, they kick it in the corner. Shoot the three. Miss it. All right. Atlanta gets it. Score right now, Miami 80, Atlanta 72. Young with it. Puts it up. What are we doing, Young? What are we doing? And so, because of that, Jimmy Buckets throws it down again. So now it's a 10-point game. You had an opportunity. If you didn't throw that wild thing up there, you had an opportunity to possibly make it a 6-point game, but you did that. Hawks kick it out for a three. Missed everything. Ball goes out of bounds off of Bogdanovich's hand. You're shooting yourself in the foot right now, Atlanta. I don't know. Maybe Trae Young thought that was Collins down there. Maybe that's what he thought. As the old man says, he's not a superstar, but definitely a star. And so, yeah, you're right. We can't label everyone a superstar. I mean, there's going to be some good players, some borderline great players that are just not amazing or that, top tier level, but everybody can't be that. And that's okay. Because Jimmy, he embraced who he was. I got a lot of respect for Jimmy Butler. He chose to go to Miami when there were lots of teams that were looking to add a guy like Jimmy Butler that, he could have been a piece to maybe a 3-man team or something like that. But he's like, nah. He's like, I'm just going to choose the team that I want to play for, and we'll get good together and stuff like that. And so he came in, he's always had that, keep your head down, go out there and work hard type of mentality. And so you got to love that about Jimmy Butler. All right, but here we go. We've got right here for Atlanta at the free throw line here. He gets the first free throw to fall. Again, we got a minute left to go in the third quarter. Let's see, old man said they're definitely missing Clint Capella out there. If he doesn't play next game, I can see them getting swept. And so it's a real It's a real possibility. A real possibility. I'll see how game 3 goes. If game 3 with the them being at home and stuff like that, if that helps. But if not, I can very well see that's being the case. Heat set the screen. Working the ball around the perimeter here. Going to shoot the three. Gets the three from way out there. And so Young has it. Puts it up there. Gets that one to fall. All right, so Heat with the basketball up by 11. Difference of about 6 seconds when it comes to the shot clock and the game clock. Ball was tipped. Backcourt gets back to his side of the court. Pulls the long three. Had to put something up there. Hawks with it. They want to get this score. Offensive foul. My man lowered the shoulder out there. I mean, I thought we were watching Madden out there. He went Derrick Henry on him. All right, so we got Jimmy Butler here again after that foul there. Oh, he missed that one. Kyle Lowry heaves it up there. Oh, just missed that one. All right, so the Heat are up 87-76 right now. At the end of the third quarter, with 1 quarter remaining to go in the fourth quarter, who's going to win? And again, right now we are currently at the commercial due to the end of the third quarter here. But yeah, so far in this one, Trae Young has 22 points here. And so, I mean, he had 18 at the half. He scored 4 points that last quarter. And so when he got a little bit quiet, hey, that was all Miami needed right there to get some separation there. I mean, Bogdanovich, he's got 10 points here. Hunter's got 13 points. Wright, he's got 9 points here for the Hawks. But for the Miami Heat, Jimmy buckets. What else do I need to say? 36 points here, 11 to 18 out there in the court. 3 of 5 from three-point range. So he's got 4 rebounds as well. Tyler Hero, he's got 11 points in this one as well. Struss, he's got 14 points also. Vincent's got 8. So, hey, right now, Miami had a strong third quarter. So if they can hold on here in the fourth quarter, they'll have done their job in terms of taking that 2-0 lead. But for Atlanta, they're going to come out extremely quick, I think, in the fourth quarter if they're going to make this one a game down to the stretch. All right, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Old man says, JB, great news. Park was at the Patriots practice today. Have to like that from a new player. He's trying to get as much time with Mac Jones as he can, as he should. Because he's gonna have a big role with our offense this upcoming year. So him, Kendrick Bourne, those guys. I'm excited to have those two guys right there in our receiving core. We just need that one more, big time number one receiving option out there. You give me that, I'll be happy. I will be happy. Let's see. 80 says he's back. He is back. Meanwhile, Miami pulls it for three. Missed it. Got the offensive rebound and got the put back in. 89-76. All right, here we go. Pulls up for the shot. Missed that one. Rebound Miami. So Miami right now, so far, control of this game. Up by 13. Kyle Lowry has it. Kicks it in the corner for three. Missed that one. It's going to be another foul here. All right, guys. So my next question is, tell me an NBA player that's played in the last, I'll just say since the year 2000, a player that's in the NBA, that was in the NBA since the year 2000, that you feel was underrated or underappreciated given what he meant to the team. So I'll let you guys answer that one. But a player that's played since the year 2000 that you guys feel has been either undervalued or either underestimated or just not talked about enough, given his value for what he actually meant for the team, either at the time or even still playing today. Meanwhile, Miami right now, they're trying to open it up now. They're opening it up. It's 91-76. Couple bounce passes, goes inside there. No foul call. Hawks with the basketball here. Guess it goes inside. Lost the ball here. Ball's going the other way there. Going to be Miami possession here. And so it's been Miami here as of late. Let's see. Old man says, man, these Baker fans are crazy. They're really saying Baker's still worth a second-round pick. Who's giving up a second-round pick for Baker? Who's going to do that? Plus the $19 million you got to pay. I don't know. What are these guys thinking? Who's going to do that? Are we just giving away second-round picks here? Heck, if that's the case, I think N'Keal Harry's still worth a first-round pick. If Baker warrants a second, N'Keal Harry warrants a first. That is outrageous. And I'm with you there. Kaepernick over Baker, I'm with you there. Let's see. Braden says, JB, did you see Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are going up against Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes in golf match? And so, I did see that. I did see that headline. I don't know how good of a golfer Josh Allen is, though. But I don't think Tom Brady's the best. So we'll see who wins it. Allen says, Yao Ming from the Rockets, he tried to bring the NBA up. That's right. With T-Mac. And so, good old Yao Ming. I'll go for Alonzo Mourning. So, Alonzo Mourning during his time with the Heat. The impact that he had, we all know how great Shaq was, but having a guy like that to come off the bench, that was really big for them. And it was huge for them when it came, in their matchup against the Dallas Mavericks, obviously a young Dirk Nowitzki and company, him and Jason Terry. And not just that, getting to that point, so having Mourning, and even before Shaq came there. So Alonzo, he was a great player, very great player. He could have been a starter on so many rosters, but he was on the Heat as a backup. Let's see. Braden says, I'm not giving up a second for Baker. Would you give up a third for N'Keal Harry? Please. Yeah, but right now we have the Heat up 94-80. Let's see. Braden says, I've heard Josh Allen can hit the ball pretty far. I bet he can. I bet he can. I mean, anybody that can golf down there in Buffalo and all like that during the winter, and you got my respect. Let's see. Old man says, yeah, Ming was underrated. And so, yes, he was. Yes, he was. Not to mention what he meant in terms of the NBA being able to generate revenue in China and stuff like that. So he played a big part. Both him and Tracy McGrady were equally as popular down there in China during that time frame. So they were good for marketing purposes for the NBA as well. Allen Iverson also. Let's see. Braden says, I don't really watch golf. Me neither, Braden. Me neither. But yeah, guys, it's a 13-point game. And honestly, the difference so far has been that third quarter because Miami outscored Atlanta 31-22 in that quarter. And so let's see what the Hawks can do here. There's 8 minutes and 15 seconds, so the time is now. Get a ball to Collins. Gives it to Bogdanovich. He puts a shot up there, and he gets it to fall. All right, 94-83. 8 minutes left to go in the fourth. Let's see, old man says, now as it goes for players today, I say it's Jared Allen. He's one of the best young big men in the NBA and doesn't get the respect. Look how the Nets can't find a big man to replace him. Facts. You know what? That is a great call out right there. Great call out. Let's see. Braden says, JB, I love how much you want to get rid of Harry. I just want this man off the roster. Like, I am still shocked that last offseason, his agent came and had the audacity to say, if you're not going to play him, trade him or release him. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you guys should be begging to stay on the roster. How cocky can we be? I mean, he just was a major letdown. I can only recall the man getting maybe 3 or 4 catches, honestly, that I can really recall because the man ain't been doing nothing but collecting a check. They could have got more production out of me at that position than what they gotten from him. So I'm just saying, I mean, any chance I get, next time I speak with Coach Dante, I'll be like, hey, for 2 7th-round picks, we'll give you N'Keal Harry, just take on his salary. That's it. You get a former 1st-round pick that's still young. I think that's a great. Let's see, old man says, plus, look how he put some life in Cleveland. Might be a bold statement, but I'm taking Allen over AD as of today. Well, as of today, yes, because I always say the best ability is availability. And so if you can, be a little bit more healthy than what AD is, I mean, he's young, so he's only going to get better. So as of right now, his stock's only going to rise. So absolutely. And so let's see. 80 says, JB and old man, good night. I have an early day tomorrow. Hey, appreciate you for coming through, 80s. Good to have you back. You guys go ahead and type 80s in the comment section, guys, because we finally had 80s back here for a good portion of the stream. Good to have you back. Go ahead and get you some rest and look forward to seeing you next time. Again, appreciate you for coming back and glad that you're doing well. Let's see. Braden says the Cavs could be really good next year. Let's see. Old man says, good night, 80s. Great hearing from you. And so, absolutely. Let's see. Braden says, good night, 80s. And so, oh, yeah. Can't believe the draft is getting so close, guys. Like, this is going to be, I'm looking forward to it so much, guys. Like, this draft, I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Braden says, how many points does Trae Young have now? Trae Young has 22 points. He's got 22 points. Now, I will say this, though. Bogdanovich, he stepped it up as of late. Because my man, about 15 minutes ago, he only had 6 points, but he got 17 points. So Bogdanovich, he's playing better. Hunter's got 16 points. Wright and Collins, they will have 9 points apiece. And so, but Trae still got 22. Miami's taking him out. Miami's not going to let him go to work. So he's going to have to rely on his teammates, which on the road is that's a big ask. That's a big ask. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, he's got 22 points. But here we go, guys. An 8-point game right now. Miami with the basketball crossing half court, has it up top here. Sets the screen, makes the pass here. Gives it to Kyle Lowry. He's got it. Makes the bounce pass. Gets inside, puts it up. Missed that one. Hawks get the rebound. Trae Young's going to bring it up court here. Braden says they aren't winning, man. Facts. Oh, nice pass down low by Trae. And Collins, he knows what to do with the basketball. That was an excellent pass down there. I like that pass. Score right now 94-88. The Hawks on a 10-point run in the last minute and 40 seconds. And so Lowry missed that one. No fouls called on that one. Hawks with the basketball here. You've got Trae Young with it. Let's see what he does. He puts a shot up there, and of course he missed that one. Of course. Miami Heat with the basketball here. Butler with it. Puts it up. Oh, he missed that one. Hawks with the basketball again. Bogdanovich has it. Steps up. Pulls it. Hits it from downtown. Oh, they're saying his toe was on the line. His toe was on the line. So they give him 2 instead of 3. It's a 4-point game. But the Heat pull it from 3. That's 3 points right there. And that makes it a 7-point game. They inbound the ball. Trae Young has it. Going to bring it up court here. Being pressured the entire time. Crosses half court. 6 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the fourth. Trae gives it to Bogdanovich, who pulls a 3. And he makes the 3. My goodness, Bogdanovich has awoken here, and the timing could not be any better right now. So he's got 23 points, 9 of 12 out there on the court. Talk about coming up big when your team needs it the most. He'd have it. Lowry goes in there and somehow gets it to fall, and an opportunity for an and one play with 5 minutes and 41 seconds left to go. And so Kyle Lowry here making his case to the official. But again, we got a full timeout called by the Hawks here. Score right now, Heat 99, Hawks 93. But hey, we got ourselves a game here with about 5 minutes and 41 seconds left to go. Let's see. Old man says Jazz might be blowing it up and hitting the restart button. They're not living up to the hype. And so, yes, that is true. That is true. That is true. They're definitely not living up to the hype whatsoever. And we've seen this same song come from them, time in and time again. Sometimes it just doesn't gel. Like sometimes the finished product, after you put it in the oven and you bake and you add all the ingredients that you have at your disposal, sometimes you just can't make that masterpiece. And that's exactly what's going on with the Utah Jazz right there. It's just, it should have happened last year. That was a good chance, a good thing for them. It should have happened last year. Let's see. Braden says Stephen A. Smith definitely isn't happy with the Jazz. I'll tell you what, guys. I am certainly looking forward to seeing how the Grizzlies respond in Game 2. Because honestly, I feel like the Timberwolves, they've risen to another level. The Timberwolves we're seeing now, if they consistently keep that up, that Timberwolves team will put the Grizzlies out. So the Grizzlies got to come out like a team on a mission. Now, I know it's just game one, but if they come out with that same intensity that they had in game one, Grizzlies going to be in trouble, guys. Grizzlies will be in trouble. So that's all I'm saying. Let's see. Old man says Mitchell and the Hawks would be scary. What's that? Somebody said Mitchell and the Lakers as an idea. Braden says they're playing each other right now. And so, this is happening right now. What's the score? I didn't even realize they were playing right now. Looking to see the score right now. And so, all right, so I see Memphis is up 52-44. So, okay. Let's see. Well, who plays tomorrow? Hey, that would have been a good one to stream as well right there. But I had to choose the game that come on the earliest because, quite frankly, I've got to get sleep in. So I have to choose the game that comes on the earliest during the week. All right, here we go. We've got Kyle Lowry here at the free throw line. Makes that one all right, 100-93. Hawks getting ready to inbound the ball. Inbounds it to Collins. He crosses half court here. Gives it to Young. Some screens set in place here. Makes the pass. Uh-oh, that's going to be a turnover. And you know what happens when Jimmy gets the steal? Jimmy finishes at the rim. This is on Atlanta. A couple bad possessions as of late here. You just got back into it. And just like that, it's 102-93. We got 5 minutes and 12 seconds left to go. Hawks better stop playing around. Bogdanovich has it. He's had the hot hand. He kicks it to Collins. Collins puts it up. Collins gets 2 points. 102-95. 5 minutes left to go in the game. It is a 7-point game. Let's see. Old man says what someone said, Westbrook and a first for Mitchell. And so I think that someone's onto something. Let's see. Braden says, are you going to do a game tomorrow night? And so let's see. Tomorrow would be Wednesday. And so I'm thinking I'll probably either do Wednesday or Thursday. Probably not both. I'm for sure not doing Friday, but I'll for sure do Saturday and Sunday. So I'll probably do either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm thinking I'll do tomorrow. I'll probably most likely go ahead and do tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and do tomorrow. Go ahead and get that one going tomorrow. Well, Trae Young has 25 points right now. Butler shoots. Butler missed it. Young got the rebound. He crosses half court. Sets the screen for him. He gets to the rim, puts it up. Oh, how do you miss that, Trae? Come on, Trae. That would have been so big if he made that one. But timeout's called by the Heat. It's a full timeout. Matter of fact, I think tomorrow the first game comes on at 7 o'clock. So I'm trying to see which game will that be for tomorrow. All right, bet. So, yeah, that means tomorrow will be Brooklyn versus Boston. So, how could I not stream that one, right? So, yeah, Brooklyn versus Boston tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll set that one up. That'll be 7 p.m. Eastern time there. So, yeah, we'll get to see, Brooklyn came so close last time, so close, but Boston stole a game that I thought the Nets were about to steal from them and stuff like that. I mean, Jason Tatum, he's that dude. So he showed it. So yeah, that'll be a great one to watch again. Can KD and Kyrie take game 2? Let's see. Braden says, have to do that game, JB. Hopefully, we get great ending like the last one. Oh, yeah. Hopefully, that'd be great. That will be great. That would be great. I'm sure if 80s was still on, he'd want us to do the 76ers versus the Raptors, but I've got to do the earliest game there because when it's over, I have got to get rest and go straight to sleep. All right, so we're back to the action here. A 4-point game. Heat's lead 102-98 over the Atlanta Hawks right now. Butler takes it, makes the pass, and they dunk it inside. Back to a 6-point game, 104-98 with 3 minutes and 37 seconds left to go. Atlanta inbounds the ball. Going to cross half court here. Give it to Herter. He has it. Sets the pick for him. Makes the pass. Bogdanovich has it. Steps back. Shoots the 3. Woo! Gets that one a fall. Okay, Bogdanovich, he's playing for real today. You expect that kind of performance at home, not on the road, but I'll take it. A 3-point game, guys. But Jimmy Butler has the ball. Kicks it in the corner. For 3. Missed that one. Trae Young gets the rebound. Every time I say Trae Young, I keep hearing Skip Bayless in my head saying Mice Trae. He says it so much, it's starting to catch on. I'm like, no. So we got a 3-point game. I mean, is it possible that we can get JBOT tonight? Is that possible? They inbound the ball. Bogdanovich has it. Ball goes out of bounds. Will stay with the Hawks. So Bogdanovich, he's got 25 points in this one, while Trae Young has 25 points as well. But, hey, the way that man's shooting, get the ball in his hand. Trae looks to inbound the ball. Gets it inbound to Collins. Gives it up to Trae. Trae pulls a 3 immediately. Missed that one. Oh, come on, Trae. You gotta hit that one. Heat with the basketball here. Butler has it. They're up by 3, 104-101. 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go to fourth quarter. Going to set the screen. Uses it. Gets to the basket. Too easy. Where's the defense? We're looking like the Nets defense out there on that possession. Trae Young has it. Looking to set the screen for him. Guarded by Butler. Passes it. Bogdanovich shoots. Oh, he missed that one. Ball went out. Possession will stay with the Hawks. So it's a 5-point game right now with 1:59 left to go, guys. But what a game it's been so far in this one. What a game it's been. Much better than game 1 was for these two teams. I'm not gonna lie, those Buffalo Wild Wings look really good in the commercial right there. All right, so we got a coach's challenge here. Yeah, that's going to be overturned. Yep, that's going to be overturned. No doubt about that. That will be overturned. It will be Heat basketball. You got to. You got to. I mean, it's the right call. All right, so yeah, successful challenge right there. Again, under 2 minutes left to go in this game. Critical here for Atlanta. If they can find a way to win this game, that could be so big for them. You don't want to be down 0-2 right now, but if you can find a way to tie it up 1-1, if you're the Atlanta Hawks, you got to find a way to make this happen. They inbound the ball. Crosses half court here, makes the pass. Jimmy's got it. Goes to set the screen for him. Jimmy shoots it. Wow, Jimmy being clutch. I see you, Jimmy. Jimmy says, I'm not afraid of the shot. He's got 43 points here. Bogdanovich missed that one. If it's a game of hot hands, that's going to be Jimmy with the W. And then Jimmy gets some more. So Jimmy's got 45 points tonight. Wow. Heat lead this one 111-101 with 1:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. But right now, we're currently at the commercial because the Atlanta Hawks called a full timeout. They've got one timeout remaining. Again, we got 1:20 left to go in this one. And right now, they trail by 10 points in this one. Again, our leading scorers in this one for the Heat, Jimmy Butler, 45 points. Of course, you got both Hero and Vincent with 11 points apiece, but 45 points for the Heat have come from Jimmy buckets. And then you got for Atlanta, Bogdanovich and Trae Young both have 25 points. They both hit some shots, but they both missed some key shots as well. Hunter's got 16 as well. Collins has 13. Herter has 9 points in this one. But all that being said, right now, Jimmy Buckets is stealing the show. That's the old man says, Jimmy must heard me say he's not a top 10 player because he's going off. Jimmy has his moments. I mean, I remember, when the Heat played against the Lakers in the final during the bubble and all like that. Jimmy had his moments and stuff like that. Jimmy will rise to the occasion and stuff like that. Jimmy's just comfortable with who he is. A lot of guys try to play and prove that they're better than who they are. I feel like Jimmy's a guy that's just comfortable in his own skin. You feel about him how you feel about him. Jimmy's just going to go out there and play basketball. And he's 100% comfortable with whatever people say about him. And so they go for the lob there. That didn't work. Playoff career high, 45 points. Jimmy's looking to inbound the ball, gets it inbounded. Makes the pass. Nice passes there by the Heat. They want to melt some of that time. And, of course, who else you want with it than Jimmy? Who else? Jimmy takes it. 5 seconds. Jimmy shoots it. Missed that one. Atlanta with the basketball here. Pulls a three. Missed that one. All right. They got this one. Going to foul them. Let them get some more points on there. But, yeah, this game's going to be a wrap. Let's see. Braden says this game is over. Braden says, Jimmy Butler is an underrated player in my opinion, but I agree with you, old man. He's not top 10. Oh, yeah, Jimmy is not top 10. But, hey, Jimmy is great in his own right. We can't all be top 10 out there. And he's got great teammates around him, too, that don't mind helping out defensively. All right, free throw is good right there for the Heat. Let's see, Atlanta inbound. Oh, Jimmy almost had that rip right there, went out of bounds. Hawks inbound it. Bogdanovich has it, puts it up, gets his own tip in. He's got 27. All right, so they're going to foul Miami again. All right, so we got these free throws coming up here for Miami, looking to extend this lead here. You keep making your free throws, you got this in the bag. All right, Hero made that one. And so, I mean, Jimmy balled out tonight. Jimmy balled out. No doubt about that. Gets that to fall as well. Bogdanovich shoots. Gets that one to fall. Okay. 10-point game. And so we've got Nikki here. She says, hi, JB. And so how are you doing? I hope all is well. Thank you so much for coming through on the stream here and seeing the final seconds of this one as, yep, this game is basically over. Miami wins this one 115 to 105, guys. And so the Heat now lead the series 2-0 over the Atlanta Hawks in this one. And so next time these two teams play, it'll be in Atlanta, and we'll see if Trae Young and company can win at home in a must-win situation against the Miami Heat. But, hey, the Heat, they took care of business. Jimmy Butler balled out for 45 points out there tonight. 45 points. So, let's see. Braden says Trae was the one that needed to score 40 for them. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I called it. He didn't get it. They didn't win. Matter of fact, he fell 15 points shy of getting 40 points. And so you add 15 there, they get the W. It's just that simple. Let's see. Nikki says, I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you? I am doing pretty good. And so, yeah, definitely enjoyed this game. And so this game is finalized. And so I do have work in the morning. So I will be ending this stream here. But thank you guys so much for coming out and joining. It's been great. It's been real. Miami's up 2-0. And so see you guys tomorrow. But yeah, appreciate you guys for coming out and joining me here. It's been great. Really appreciate it. Braden says good night, JB. Yeah, good night to you, Braden. Thank you so much for coming out. It's been great. Good night to each and every person here on the stream. Really appreciate you. And so going to go ahead and end the stream. Let's see. Old man says another great stream, JB, and can't wait for the NFL draft. And so, yes, I'm counting now myself to the NFL draft and stuff like that. I cannot wait for the NFL draft. The NFL draft is like Christmas all over again for me. I mean, you draft all these guys, and even though you know everybody may not pan out, you know, odds are most people probably won't, but it still makes you feel good about the possibility because you never know which ones are going to do what. And hey, these are people that's going to alter the future of your franchise. So certainly looking forward to it. But with that being said, going to go ahead and end the stream now. But thanks again for watching. Have a great night, everyone, and see you guys again hopefully tomorrow.